Hello and welcome to the 59th episode of From Impossible to Inevitable. I am your host, Megan Bauer. I am so grateful that you're joining me today and that you're pushing play on today's episode. If you are listening on a podcast app, this is available in a YouTube format if you want to watch me and all of my hand gestures. There's a link for that in the show notes for you if that's your thing. Okay, so today I have an idea for you. And I'm not sure exactly where I heard this phrase, but I heard it as a teenager. And I remember thinking, that's an incredible phrase. And throughout my life, I have done better at this than others. And I feel like right now I am in a really good place with it. And this phrase is set yourself up for success. Set up for success. And depending on what you do, where you're at in life, what your day-to-day schedule is like, this means different things. So for me, what that means is, I get the girls ready in the morning and I get their lunches packed. It means having empty lunch boxes in the morning. It means having their sandwich Tupperwares clean. It means having everything I need for their lunches. It means having clean clothes for them in the morning. It means having all of their schoolwork already in their backpacks, but their backpacks still open so that we can just put the lunch boxes in and go. It means having everything by the back door, the garage door where they leave from, there, their coats there instead of still in the car. It means having all of that already there by the time I get up in the morning. That to me feels like set up for success. There's still things to do. I still have to make their sandwiches. I still have to get them dressed, but everything's there. It's all ready. I don't have to find anything. We don't have to waste time looking for this, looking for that, trying to get things together. That is setting up my morning for success. Now, earlier this week, I had an event at their school, and instead of going up to their school, because it's a little bit of a drive, instead of going up to their school and then coming home to do some work and then going back up to get them, I decided I'm just going to stay up there all day. Maybe I'll go work at a Starbucks or I'll go work at a park or I'll figure it out, but I'm just going to work up there all day and not come home. So setting myself up for success looked a lot different the night before because it wasn't just their stuff I had to get ready. I had to pack up my laptop. I had to pack up my notebook and my pens, and I'm trying to read every day, which I've been doing really good at. And so I had to pack up my book. I had to pack up some snacks. I had to, have all of these things ready. I had to fill up an extra water bottle. And then having all of these things ready by the door so that in the morning, I just had to worry about them and getting myself ready and nothing else because I knew I had taken care of everything else. That is setting myself up for success. It would have been a really frantic morning if I got up and I had their things ready, but I still had to pack my laptop. I still had to do this. I still had to do that. And I still had to pack some snacks. And that would have been way more of a hectic morning. And there are still ways that I want to implement this setting up for success in my life. I have a standing desk right now, which I super love, and it's not very big. And it's not connected to any other desks, which in the past I have had like a desk right next to a desk. And, so I've had a lot of space. And this desk isn't very big, which I actually kind of prefer because it's forcing me to really choose what I keep on the desk. What is so important that it belongs on the desk? So one of the ways I am striving to set myself up for success is by clearing off my desk and keeping it really nice for me to work from the next morning. So the next morning, I'm not starting by shuffling things around and putting things away, and I can just come down to a fresh desk and start whatever the tasks are for that morning or that day. So I'm not super great at that. That is one of the things that I am working on. Another way of setting up for success is like having a full tank of gas. If you are running around all day, if you've got somewhere to go, I I don't love filling up on my way somewhere if I am under a time restriction. If I have to go pick up the girls, I don't want to stop for gas on the way. I know how long it takes to get there. I don't want to factor in getting gas. So I'll do that the night before when there's no pressure, there's no time constraint. Now, Jake doesn't have a problem filling up on the way somewhere. I just stress out about time. So that's one of my endearing qualities that I work with. And one of the ways I work with it is by not making it an issue, because I'll just fill up the day before and that's fine. And that's how I work with that. I don't allow myself to get in an unnecessary anxiety spiral with something that I can completely avoid. So I want you to consider the ways that you can set yourself up for success. This also works with goal setting. So if you have a goal to read more, then what time of day do you think you want to read? Could you leave the house maybe 30 minutes earlier, and then when you get to the office, before you get out of your car, you spend 30 minutes reading? So you keep your book in the car? Or do you want to read on your lunch break? So then you can put your book either in your lunchbox or by your lunchbox, or so you have that there. Or is it before bed? If that's the case, then put your book on your pillow to remind you that this is what you want to do. Or if you're trying to switch out habits, instead of watching TV and you want to read more, put your book on the remote. So then when you go to sit down to watch TV, because that's your habit, you're like, oh yeah, I actually wanted to read. And so you can't pick up the remote without addressing the book that's on top of it. So you either have to decide that you don't actually want to read, that's not the right time, and pick a different time, or you follow through with who you want to be and you read before you watch TV. So there are so many ways that you can set yourself up for success in this way. If you leave fruit out on the counter, like, you're more likely to eat the fruit rather than go digging in the pantry for chips. If you can set yourself up this way by having all of these visual cues of what you actually want to do, the goals that you actually want to complete, the person you actually want to be. And all it takes is a little bit of forethought and some intentional positioning. And so, yeah, you have to think about it beforehand. That's the whole point, is you're setting yourself up for success. So in the moment, you do what you actually want to do. You feel how you actually want to feel. In the mornings, I am looking to feel on top of things, not running behind, and having all of my crap together. That's how I'm looking to feel in the morning. And so for me to feel that way, I set myself up for success the night before. I'm not dealing with emptying lunch boxes in the morning. I'm not dealing with where are your shoes in the morning. I'm not dealing with we don't have clean clothes in the morning. None of that. In fact, I had a little bit of a panic this morning because I couldn't find what Kenna was going to wear this morning in her closet. I was like, I know it is here. I don't set out their clothes because I ensure that everything's there. And it was there. It just took a little bit of digging for, which felt weird to me, but it was there. Anyways, but I had a little bit of a panic because I was like, I know I'm ready for this because I know I cleaned their clothes last Saturday and I know exactly how many things they have and I know exactly what they're wearing. Anyways, it was fine. It turned out fine. But I was just like, okay, Remember last episode we talked about pausing. I had to pause because I was going into a panic mode and I was like, no, no, no. We don't need to panic because it is here. Slow down enough to go through every hanger and find it. And it was there. It's fine. So, setting yourself up for success. It could look like packing your bag or your briefcase the night before. It could look like packing your snacks for the day the night before. It could look like filling up the dog's food bowl, their breakfast, and setting it on the counter or keeping it in the garage or whatever, like just having it full and ready to go. That all you have to do is set it down for them. It could look like that. It could look like putting your running shoes or your walking shoes by the door so that you have to like address that before you leave. So like if you wanted to go for a walk before work, okay, well, they're there. So now either I have to basically tell myself like I said I was going to do this, but I'm not going to do this, and I have to in shame pick up these shoes and move them elsewhere, or I'm going to put them on, lace them up, and go. So it makes you stop for a minute and address it, because there will be times where you put the book on the TV remote and you just move it and you grab the remote and you just watch. There will be those times, but it's not like you forgot. You can't say you forgot. You chose differently. And that is coming from a way more powerful place than I forgot to read, instead of I had that opportunity and I chose not to do it. And then from a place of power of I made that choice, you can then choose to do it because you're no longer forgetting. You're making different choices. And that is powerful. All right, that's what I have for you today. Set yourself up for success in some small way. If you're always filling up your water bottle as you run out the door, fill up your water bottle the night before and use a glass by your bedside instead, or whatever it is. Pack your bags the night before. Put your laptop away the night before. Whatever it is that you feel would give you just a little bit more of a lift to set yourself up for just a little bit more of success, less running around, less frantic feeling, less any of that. Less forgetting about what it is you want to do, the goals that you have set. Less of that, more of the forethought to set yourself up for doing what you want to do, being who you want to be, being on top of things, and being in charge of your time and your choices. Ta-da! That's what you have today. I hope you set yourself up for success this week and that you enjoy how it makes you feel, because it'll make you feel good. It will. It's just how it works. All right. I wish you a great week and a very happy day. Until next time, bye for now.